So world leaders have been caught on a candid video recording mocking Donald Trump. And while Republicans are absolutely outraged at the fact that there was a recording, there is nothing at all surprising about this. And I'm going to explain why to you today, besides the obvious reasons. As you know, if you've been paying attention to politics and you're not blinded by partisanship or ignorance, Donald Trump has made the United States the laughingstock of the world and has caused the U.S. to not be taken seriously on a whole host of issues. At the top of the list, of course, climate change, but also trade, foreign policy, within geopolitical alliances, and in the context of treaties, being close to the top of the list in sort of a shared way. Trump is not invited to lots of important conversations on these issues. Trump has often been condescended to at meetings of world leaders, and there have been pictures of Trump being talked to like he's a little kid in a room full of world leaders. Now, this is all public. Any sensible person would guess that in private, world leaders are absolutely sick of Trump. Well, Trump is now at the NATO summit in the UK. I'll have more coverage of that later in the show. And world leaders were caught on a candid video, a sort of hot mic moment, if you will, clearly ridiculing Donald Trump and his behavior. This video, which we're going to play, is Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, French President Emmanuel Macron, and Trump-like British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. When even Boris Johnson is part of a crowd making fun of you, you know that you are an international laughingstock. Here's the video. You'll hear them talking about Trump being late, about his ridiculous press conferences, about how Trump staffers' jaws hit the floor because of Trump's behavior. Now, I do apologize to people. If you're merely listening, it is a little bit tough to hear it all clearly. For our video audience, it is subtitled. Let's take a look. Again, when even Boris Johnson is laughing at you, you are the laughingstock. And this is a real change for the American presidency, for the office of the presidency I'm talking about here. And I hate to see this. I really do. There are people who say, oh, the left wants the economy to crash just to spite Trump, or they want the U.S. to be a laughingstock just to spite Trump. I hate this. This is horrible to see. Barack Obama disagreed with his policies on many issues. He was respected internationally. He was an adult in the room. He was leading conversations of world leaders as opposed to either being condescended to or ignored or left out altogether. I just wish the Trumpists were honest with us. Admit Trump is a laughingstock and that the U.S. is not respected, but tell us you don't care. To pretend that everybody around the world respects Trump, fears Trump, it's absurd. Just tell us you don't care that he's a laughingstock, rather than denying the reality. Trump campaigned on everyone is laughing at Obama, and if I'm president, we're going to be respected again. As usual, the opposite of Trump's campaign framing ended up being the reality. And in any case, this is just one piece of it. There are lots of very relevant things already to discuss from the NATO summit, which we're going to get to momentarily. But once again, we are not in a position of strength when world leaders are talking together and laughing at the president of the United States. It could not be more of a difference from when Barack Obama was president. And again, it's really important to distinguish. That doesn't mean I agreed with Barack Obama on every policy. Quite the opposite. This doesn't mean that Barack Obama was pushing the right policy in all of those geopolitical summits and meetings. Sometimes he was, sometimes he wasn't. But we weren't a laughingstock. We now are. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. And it is not going to change, not just until Trump is removed from office, but for a while since Donald Trump has been removed from office.